Hello, everyone. As you are all aware, there is this kind of feud that goes on between Anthropic and OpenAI. But this time, it gets more interesting with the recent Superbowl ad. Now, when I saying this tweet, Sam was kind of outrageous in the way he was expressing himself about the recent Superbowl ad that Anthropic released, and was kind of talking about it. Then, if you haven't really seen the ad at Super Bowl or something, you wouldn't really know the context of what's going on, but like, let's take a moment to watch what the whole ad is all about. It's like 1 minute or less. The Thai is betrayal.
How do I communicate better with my mom?
Plot.
Great question. Improved communication with your mom can bring you closer. Here are some techniques you can try. Start by listening. Really hear what she's trying to say underneath her words. Build conversation from points of agreement. Find a connection through shared activity, perhaps a nature walk. Or if the relationship can't be fixed, find emotional connection with other older women on Golden Encounters, the mature dating site that connects sensitive cubs with roaring cougars.
So here is the main thing that's going on, right? It's more like Anthropic is throwing a shade that some AI companies are allowing AI ads to be displayed on their website that not only out of the instant place. I'll explain it better. So these are more like ads based on sensitive ads. So it's more like ads based on user sensitive data. If you watch that case, it was talking about someone who was confiding in an AI about how to improve relationships with his mom. Then the AI was suggesting other products that the person can use. That's more like breaching the confidentiality and perhaps a fiduciary relationship between a human and its AI, stuff like that. So that is what Anthropic was kind of purporting. Not like now it's all proliferated and people's data are no longer safe, and other competitors are simply looking for ways to make money off the people, even when it's unethical. And now let's come to see what Sam was saying about it. So Sam was saying about the fact that, okay, yeah, it's funny, we know, but like he was talking about how it's a bit dishonest, and it's even saying about the fact that it's dishonest, we know, but how come you can put that ad titled Betrayal on a place or a platform like Superbowl? So it was saying that Anthropic serves an expensive product to rich people, and they claim they are not doing that, and they're saying that it's not as bad as it seems. Then someone was waiting for that to say even more controversial company won't get us there on their own to say that of the obvious task. It is a dark heart. Okay. But like, this is why I'm here for all of you though. Let's take a moment to kind of break all this thing down and see what's going on. So I checked the prices of Claude C and Open and Codex. By the way, OpenAI released Codex, I think yesterday officially, and everyone can now run it. I was playing around with it. So I checked the price. Actually, the price of, I think, Claude was kind of more than the price of Anthropic. Maybe that it was some meant by expensive. But like, let's break it out. The truth nowadays is AI guy wanna make money. AI campaign wants to make more money. Or more money rather. And the easiest way to think of that is to run ads. Now, what makes this kind of ads interesting is this is the chart it follows, right? And here we have paid users, You can call it paid users. Then here we have paid users. Then on the other end of the spectrum, we have unpaid users. And here is how it works, right? These guys are already paying to use the product, say like Codex or ChatGPT, stuff like that. But these unpaid users are not paying. It's more like the YouTube strategy, right? The unpaid users will see ads. They'll see ads. And that is their way to compensate for not paying. So let's say ads. Unpaid users who pay ads, while paid users who have to kind of see ads. Now, this is where it gets interesting. In the YouTube monetization strategy that OpenAI is adopting, it's more like both parties are paying. Paid users are paying not to see ads. Marketers are paying to show ads to unpaid users. And when unpaid users get tired, they start paying for paid users. So it's more like everybody's trying to make more money. And Anthropic is already more upfront with the way it charges. I think $200 for sales. Codex is $100 or so. And it's upfront about how much it charges. But like OpenAI is trying to supplement everything with, okay, let's do ours. But like, here's another thing we need to kind of keep in mind, if you ask me. Ads, AI, AI searches have too much there about people. You need to see how much even developers release their data to AI searches or AI development IDE. You need to see how much everyone has exposed themselves to these things. And for example, let's say you wanna say introduce paywall to your product now. This searches already have a couple of, let's say, maybe preferred products. I can hear something like revenue cards, say paywall, stuff like that. They already have too much data about people, and as a result, they have the capacity. Let's bring this here. They have the capacity to do targeted ads because they simply have more data about you. They have the capacity to do targeted ads, and sometimes this can go to the length of even breaching the trust between users and AI companies. And that's where the dynamics really come in. But on the other hand, Anthropic is claiming that, okay, you don't want to show her. Not at all. Because of the sensitivity of data around searches and stuff like that. And this is where this whole thing is coming from. But like, if you ask me though, I think, I think it's a bit too much for, say, Anthropic to release that ad. I mean, everything is not bad as it seems, and everything is not as good as it seems. If you're in startups, you already know this. So Anthropic was kind of painting the whole scenario to make it look so bad and make OpenAI look so bad for betraying people. But like we've seen this in the past before, right? The very company that are against something eventually go ahead to do it. So I wouldn't really be surprised if Anthropic later goes on to introduce art into Todd or into any of their products. And even if they don't, they are already charging you for it. Say you're paying $200 to $100 ratio, they're already charging you for it. So I think it's a bit, I will agree, unethical to say something like that. That notwithstanding, I think perhaps OpenAI is actually or will go too far with targeted ads. So there are kind of more possibilities. And for me, I see this as the reason we actually have many competitors in the market because you will be able to checkmate one another. If you know a bit about politics, there is something called checks and balances. And this is really what is going on with the AI functions around, and they're simply checking and balancing one another out. I think that's the beauty of capitalism, and that's the beauty of having so many players in the market. With this, I am even purporting or thinking more AI companies will actually join these checks and balances and make things. At the end of the day, users have everything today. Choices based on the fact that there will be choices and exposure. Like with the way Anthropic kind of exposed OpenAI now, people will be kind of more simplicity. OpenAI itself more practical with the way it does the things. And I think that's the power of choice in capitalism and how it makes everything better with checks and balances. And it's simply awesome to see how this is going, both with Anthropic and with Claude. By the way, OpenAI released its codex and certified, and I think Anthropic released its certified, and it's been so viral lately. I'll probably release another video to maybe code with codex or certified. I kind of see how things are going. Maybe show you a couple of things you might want to enjoy more about it as a developer. And for me, I see everything going pretty well. Everything going pretty fast too with the old AGI. And if you're following Claude boats, Mold boats, and everything, I see another video I probably will use on that. And really, it's exciting time. So, what do you think about this OpenAI and Anthropic saga? What's your opinion? How do you think everything is going in the future? I'll be curious to hear your comments and let's kind of discuss it more. Thank you for watching.